Okay, good morning. Welcome to the Committee of Adjustment for Rural Panel 3. We are a City of Ottawa quasi-judicial tribunal that holds public hearings to consider Planning Act applications, including minor variances and consent to sever land. Our hearings are now in person at Ben Franklin Place, 101 Centrepoint Drive. We also enable remote participation by video conferencing for our registered speakers. We are broadcast live on YouTube, and the video will be archived and available for future viewing by the public. My name is Jocelyn Chandler. I'll be chairing today's hearing, and you can address me as chair. And with me are my fellow panel members, Simon Coakley, Beth Henderson, and Gary Duncan. The procedure for the hearings will be as followed. Listed on the agenda and possibly on the screen are the applications we'll hear today. For efficiency, I'm going to reorder them a little bit. Panel members have reviewed the planning reports and any of the written submissions that have already come in, and today we'll hear any additional oral submissions. As part of the public notification requirements, each applicant was required to post a sign on the property before the hearing, and I understand that all the declarations have been submitted.
That's correct, Madam Chair.
Okay. The panel may ask for a brief presentation of the application, followed by questions for the applicant and city planning staff who are sitting over to my left. We will then hear from members of the public who've registered to speak. And finally, the applicant will have an opportunity to make final comments. Please address your comments to me, the chair, and give me your name. I may ask for the spelling and your municipal address for the record. All the presentations are limited to 5 minutes, exceptions at my discretion. At the end of the hearing, the panel may make an oral decision here in front of you, or we may choose to reserve that decision, which means you won't hear it now and it would be delivered within 10 days of the hearing. In either case, the Committee of Adjustment will send the official written decision and the reasons to all the participants and anyone who has requested a copy. Are there any questions? No? Okay. We have a couple administrative matters to deal with. The first being the approval of minutes from the hearings of February 4th, 2025, February 18th, 2025, and March 4th, 2025. Could I have a approval of those minutes? Yes. Okay, we are good. Are there any declarations of interest? None? Okay, let's go. First, we'll hear adjournments. I have two. The first being for item number 1, that's 55 Henry Goulburn Way. Is Connor Gallagher here or online? Would you like to come up to the front? Your name?
Name is Connor Gallagher.
And your municipal address, please?
6436 Nathan Court.
Okay, so we understand that there has been a request to adjourn in order to deal with a tree information report. There are also fairly extensive comments from the neighbors on this. Are you in agreement with an adjournment?
Yes, we're okay with that. We met with Nancy and the planner on Friday, so we know the information they're requesting and we're in the process of updating the report.
Okay, so how long do you think it will take to complete the update to that report and recirculate it to city planning staff for their review?
We'll have the report ready today. I think we're planning to get it to Nancy today or tomorrow. So I think she was okay rescheduling to the next available hearing.
Okay. City planning staff, do you want to give me some input on amount of time required?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I believe I'll let our forester and Ms. Young respond to this question.
Okay, is Ms. Young online? No?
She should be, Madam Chair.
Well, we have Ms. O'Connell instead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm just going to jump in the absence of forestry. I think if the report is going to be done in the next couple of days, 2 weeks is more than sufficient to allow staff time to review.
Okay, so I want to be very certain that when we set this date, we're going to get there because there's quite a few interested parties and I don't want them to have to come back a third time. So if there's certainty that we can get through this and be scheduled in 2 weeks, I'm okay with that, but otherwise I would rather extend it out for. Has anybody got anything to put it? You're sure, Ms. O'Connell, that we can do this in 2 weeks?
Oh, apologies, Madam Chair. I didn't realize the question was for us. Staff can certainly undertake the forestry review. I'm unsure of what comments have been received from the neighbors and if there's anything for the applicant to do in that respect. But from a forestry perspective, I'm confident we can review within the 2 weeks, as long as we get the report in the next, I'd say, day or two.
Okay. Any comments from the panel? All right. Mr. Gallagher, I'm okay with adjourning it for 2 weeks. As I said, it's really important you guys be ready to go in 2 weeks because we have quite a few interested parties on this and we don't want to bring them back over and over again. Okay, so 2 weeks from now, staff?
Madam Chair, the next hearing is May 6th. Actually 3 weeks in this case.
3 weeks? Well, that's works better. Okay. So you said May 6th?
That's correct, Madam Chair.
Okay, so this application will be adjourned to May 6th. Thank you very much. The other request for adjournment we have is item number 6 at 24003 Conley. That would be Anthony Wheelmaker. Is Mr. Wheelmaker here to speak to this application?
Yes, Madam Chair. Remotely.
There we go. Just hold on a second. That might be better. It's a little good morning, Madam Chair, committee members. Anthony Willmaker, 7287 Marcella Drive, Greeley here.
Okay, so I understand from the documentation that has come in that you have managed to get this through the Rideau Valley Septic Office and that the CBO there, Mr. Hutton, has no concerns any further with the location of the septic on the site.
Correct, Madam Chair. We got the plans done sort of at the last minute. We had a few setbacks, but we got them done, and he has agreed to drop the conditions.
Okay. Are there any concerns from planning staff that we proceed with this and not adjourn it?
No concerns from us, Madam Chair.
Okay. Well, you know what? We're here right now. Let's deal with it. There aren't any other concerns. You have no concerns with the conditions, Mr. Wheelmaker?
No, the clients, the homeowners have agreed to the conditions. Correct.
Okay. Planning staff, any further comments?
No further comments, but happy to answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Members of the committee, any comments? No? No? Okay, then I think we'll just, can we have a vote on this application for approval, please? All right, Mr. Wellmaker, your application is granted. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you for moving us to the top as well.
All right, now we'll just work our way down in order. The next application is for 7660 Mansfield Road.
Morning, panel.
Good morning. Would you like to give us your name and address for the record, please?
Yes, my name is Jasmine Paoloni and with me is Yasmin Bahadori, and our address is 2200 Thurston Drive, Unit 203.
Okay. Do you want to give us a quick summary of the application?
Yep, I have a presentation, but if you don't need presentation, I can just do a brief summary.
I think it would be worthwhile in this case if it's short, certainly.
Okay, so yes, our application is for a severance at 7660 Mansfield Road. The application to sever is to sever one parcel into 3 for future residential development. Next slide, please.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry. Yeah, maybe bring it a little closer to you.
is that?
You
that's
can
better?
pull the whole unit towards you. There you go.
Excellent. Okay. Okay. All right. So the site is located in the rural transect, designated rural countryside. Next slide, please. So it's located on the south side of Mansfield Road, which is west of Munster Road. Parts 1 and 2 shown here in red to be severed, and then part 3 is in green, the larger retained parcel. Next slide, please. So just our severance sketch showing parts 1 and 2 again, both sides 0.8 hectares, and then the retained part 3 lot is 18.9 hectares. And then we'll also note that there are 2 similarly sized residential properties to the west and north, also on Mansfield. Next slide, please. Just some photos of the frontage on Mansfield showing each part. Next slide, please. Our minimum distance separation calculations show the closest livestock facility to our property was at 2535 Munster Road, which is 360 meters from our severed lot, our closest severed lot. And the largest setback required was 199 meters from the 7542 Mansfield Road. So the proposed lots and any future buildings would be compliant with OMAFRA setbacks. Next slide, please. So this is a map from our EIS that was submitted. It was prepared in 2021, just to show the location of the parcels in relation to the ecological features at the mainly at the rear of the property. So we have local wetland, water course, and then significant woodlands as well. Next slide, please. And just the criteria to evaluate under section 5124 of the Planning Act. Our property meets, or the subject site meets the rural character of the area, and the proposed severances would meet the minimum lot size requirements, as well as the frontage requirements for a lot in this zone and designation. The proposal meets the intent of the official plan. Both lots, or all 3 lots, have access on an open municipal frontage, do not require servicing or road extension. And the creation of these lots would not create any conflict with the existing ecological features on site, being the floodplain, water courses, wetlands, and significant woodlands. So that concludes our presentation. And there are a couple conditions we'd like to speak to, but we can go through questions first.
Are there any questions on the application, members? Okay, planning staff, comments?
No comments, apart from their, when they speak to the conditions, I'm happy to answer questions there.
Okay, let's have a discussion about the conditions. Which ones would you like to discuss?
So we can start with condition 2. And that was the condition to do with existing well, septic, storm and foundation drainage. Our understanding is that this is a condition imposed typically when there's an existing development or existing infrastructure, which is not the case here. There is no development or infrastructure on the existing parcel. So we don't believe that this condition is applicable in this case.
Okay. Mr. Deft.
Staff are happy to waive that condition for the reasons they've stated.
Any concerns from the panel? Okay, so waive condition 2. All right. And you had another one that you would like to speak to.
Yeah, so condition 6, which was added in the revised planner's report. And so that condition speaks to the EIS that was submitted, or I guess a new EIS. So because we had submitted an EIS in support of our application, we'd like the wording of the condition adjusted, if possible, to reflect the comments from city planning that we've received on that EIS.
Okay, do you have a suggestion for the wording? And then we will have Mr. Teeft comment on that.
Yes, of course. So the revised wording we'd like to see is that the owners submit a revised environmental impact study with additional site information to confirm the presence of butternut trees, a discussion of the impacts, if any, to black ash trees on site, and demonstrating a 0.4 hectare development envelope to the satisfaction of the manager of development all wards branch.
Mr. Teeft.
No concerns with that from us.
Staff, were you able to capture that?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We do have the recording available. I believe we have the language. Is that continued with reference to a development agreement, or is that the extent of the language?
We have no other issues with the rest of the condition. It was just that one section we'd like revised.
So there is no development agreement request in the condition. So how is this EIS being implemented?
Well, I think we would want to have that condition amended to include language for a development agreement. That's a pretty standard thing with the EIS condition.
Do you have any concerns with that?
No, it does actually say the owner shall enter into a development agreement. So, and we have no
Okay,
issues
right.
with that.
Okay. Comments, questions from the panel? Okay. Did you have any more comments?
Nothing from me. And if the owner wanted to speak.
Yeah.
You can use either.
Either one.
Yeah, no, I was only gonna speak to the development area, if that was an issue. The city was asking for 0.2 hectare, but I just want to let you know that I'm a small builder. Without knowing like, it's almost impossible to build any large home on that, like, you know, you understand what I mean? Like, you don't know now what the home is. You don't have a hydro G study. You don't have anything to tell you. So we're very happy that it's reasonable, the 0.4 hectare development area, and we're good with that. So that's pretty much it.
I think Mr. Teeft indicated he could live with that.
Yeah, so we're excellent.
All right, we're ready? Okay. All those in favor of the application? The application is granted. Have a good morning.
Thank you.
Okay, the next application in line is 1145 Carp Road. Is anyone here to speak to this? Okay.
Good morning, Madam Chair. I'm Simran Soor from Novatech, and I'm joined by my colleague Greg Winters, also from Novatech.
Okay. So we do have a number of comments that were submitted from the public. Is there anyone online available or in the audience who wants to speak to this application?
None online, Madam Chair.
Okay, and none in the audience. All right. So there aren't any concerns listed from planning. We have looked at the concerns that were raised in the letters from some adjacent neighbors. And those are recognized, although those concerns would be addressed through site plan control. And generally, we don't have any authority or jurisdiction over. So I am inclined, unless the panel has any specific questions? No, no.
I guess if I could, Madam Chair, you are aware of the easement request from the city, and that's it. Just look, I don't usually sit on this panel, so it's a little unusual to me. So you've seen it. You don't have any problems with it.
Yeah, we confirmed with our client that that was a condition that they discussed as part of the site plan extension, so we had no concerns with that. Thanks.
Okay. Mr. Teef, do you have anything you would like to add? Oh, no, wait. Who is our planning services? Elizabeth. Is someone from planning staff going to speak
It's
to it?
me.
Okay,
I'm here to
sorry.
mess with you. I just
Yeah,
test you
that's
guys today, but no, we have no concerns.
No concerns? Okay. Are you guys good to go? Yep. Yeah. Okay, all in favor of this application? Your application is granted. Have a good morning. Thanks for coming to see us. All right, we have number 4, 3060 Shea Road. Ms. Scouten?
Ms. Scouten is online, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Tricia Scouten. I'm acting on behalf of the applicant, Graham Green. This is a relatively straightforward surplus farm dwelling severance on Shea Road. So there's no issues with the comments provided by the planner, with the exception of the wording of number 2, which is that the owner provide proof that each existing parcel has its own well, independent sewage system, and storm foundation drainage. Because it's a surplus farm dwelling severance, the retained land will be rezoned, so there will be no dwelling, septic system, or well on the retained land. So I submit that the condition 2 should be reworded so that the owner provide proof that the severed parcel has its own well, independent private sewage system. I addressed this issue the last time I appeared before the committee. It's just a wording issue.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Teef.
I don't think we have any concerns with that.
Okay, no concerns from planning. Any comments from the committee? None? Okay, staff, were you able to capture that change in the wording?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair.
All right. All in favor? Okay, thank you very much. Your application's approved.
Thanks very much.
All right, number 5 at 1034 Southwick Drive. Mr. Dunbell?
Yes.
Okay. So this is for reduced setbacks for the construction of a new dwelling.
Yes,
Now
the
we have-
reduced setback is to an extension to the existing deck, closer than 30 meters to the water, as well as a covered porch extension from that deck as well off the side of the house.
Okay. I understand the Conservation Authority has no concerns, nor does the septic office. Mr. Teef, would you like to speak to this?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. We had some concerns as laid out in our report, but we've discussed with the applicant since then. Our concerns over the size of the property have been addressed satisfactorily. And we've also been provided planting plan for the space between the deck and the water course, and we're happy with that.
Excellent. Okay. Did you have any further comments you wanted to make, Ms. Zandbelt?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, panel. Any questions? No? All right. All those in favor of this matter variance? Okay, your application's approved.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
And that will close this hearing. Thank you very much.